Hello. As you know, my name is Professor Hagney, and well, today we will be learning about.
You can't do this. I'm sorry, honey. I know you're a kid, but we can only do one joke, one time for the whole thing. Like we just did this 10 minutes ago. It's not funny a second time, so why don't you get up?
No.
Get up.
No.
We can't do it a second time. They're expecting new
Let's
jokes.
share.
So there's no room. I'm much bigger than you are. Sorry, guys. Sorry,
Oh,
guys.
that's weird.
I meant to do it.
I must say sorry, guys, a lot. So, I didn't want to waste that intro, and I'm replacing this video because this video right there, that's weird, that's opposite. This video right there talks about taking, I'm going to scroll through it here, like using guides. Turns out this is a terrible way of doing it. This is how I have done things in the past, and I found out there's some much better ways, much easier ways of taking an image, especially, let's scoot forward a little bit. Come on. Update. Sorry, it's in the next half. So, taking an image like this that's in perspective and trying to straighten it up. So, what I was doing before in this video that I'm going to delete and replace with this one, I was using the distort tool, which is cool. It's a great tool. And what you'll see is maybe I'll play it a little bit.
We could actually drag the inside or the bottom corner.
Yeah, so I was kind of undistorting it by using the distort tool to take it from a perspective image into what actually is orthogonal, or as orthogonal as I can get. Guess what? We're not going to do that. If you were in class with me the other day, you'll see the much better way of doing this. And so in this case, we are going to use, instead of playing with the distort key, and also for those of you watching at home, the other thing I went over is you may be wondering, why aren't you taking a photo from directly overhead? So here's a photo that I took that's directly overhead. It's almost orthogonal. There's very little perspective in this one. The problem is, as I was going to show you, is that my shadow is right here. I can see my outline of my shadow. So it just so happened in the room that I was in, I have this image of a carpet straight down. My body is blocking the light, so it's casting a shadow. And you can barely see it there. But when we turn that into a texture in a material, in a game engine, it is completely noticeable. So we are not going to use this. So I thought at least by taking a perspective, I'm getting my shadow out of that image, at least. So that's why we're taking this cruddy picture that's in perspective. And we are going to use what's called the perspective crop tool. Now, normally your crop tool is the normal crop tool. But if you hold your left mouse button down, hold it down over any icon or tool in Photoshop that has a little white arrow on the right side of it, bottom right, then there's other tools, and one of those is a perspective crop tool. And what that does is that allows us to click 1, 2, 3, 4 corners and take something that is in perspective and unperspectivize it, which is maybe a word. And what I need to do is not only take out perspective in this carpet photo, but I actually need it to be seamless. So let's just say I just do this, right? Let's just pretend I think, you know what? That's going to take some perspective out of it. and then I accept it by clicking the checkbox or double clicking or hitting the enter key. Like you can see, that kind of looks like it's still distorted a little bit, but it takes the perspective out. The problem is when I go to filter other, offset it. Let me offset this vertically. What I want you to note, there we go, is that the patterns aren't matching up. So not only do we have to take perspective out of that image, we have to make sure the pattern is a repeatable pattern so that it can create a seamless texture. So I'm going to hit Command Z to go back. And the way you do that is I am going to choose a leaf. Like, let's choose this leaf right here. And what I'm going to do is every single corner of my perspective crop will touch this area of that leaf. That's like that part of the vein, the central vein of that leaf. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. And I can see one here, and I can see one here, and I can see one here, and I can see one there. And now that you see those 4 leaves, like, you should be able to tell, oh, now I get it. Okay. And so I'm going to use that perspective crop tool, and I'm going to click there, click there, click there, and click there. Now, I actually want to do this zoomed in a lot more because I hate working on something from far, far away. I should not be zoomed out this far. So I'm going to hit Escape, and I'm going to zoom in so that I can just see this a lot better. And I'm going to click this little collapse button so that I can really zoom in on my picture. And that way, my crop will be that much more accurate. So, okay, perspective crop. Left click, left click. Is that? Left click, left click. And I think that's going to be it. I think that's it. Right there. Right there. Right there. All right, let's do this. We'll say accept it. Perfect. From here, I want to see if that's actually going to be seamless. And so that's why I use the filter other offset, the offset filter. And when I do that, now I'm not necessarily looking for whether or not the colors match up. At this point, if I sit back from there, that is not terrible. I can fix that. But for the most part, that texture matches up so well. Good job. I'm going to cancel that. And I believe that's where I left off in my video. Because in the next video, what we're going to do, is we are going to add adjustment layers to turn that from a dull-looking carpet into the actual red and yellow carpet that we all know and love here in the comm building. So, that's it. Bye, I guess. Have fun. Good luck. I don't know.